Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 561 narrated Salama, we used to pray the Maghrib prayer with the Prophet, when the sun disappeared from the horizon. Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 562 narrated Ibn Abbas, the Prophet, prayed 7 rakat together and 8 rakat together. Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 563 narrated Abdullah al-Muzani, the Prophet, said, do not be influenced by Bedouins regarding the name of your Maghrib prayer which is called Isha by them. Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 564 narrated Abdullah, one night Allah's Messenger led us in the Isha prayer, and that is the one called al-Atma by the people. After the completion of the prayer, he faced us and said, do you know the importance of this night? Nobody present on the surface of the earth tonight will be living after 100 years from this night. See Hadith No. 575. Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 565 narrated Muhammad bin Amr, we asked Jabir bin Abdullah about the prayers of the Prophet. He said, he used to pray Zuhr prayer at midday, the Asr when the sun was still hot, and the Maghrib after sunset at its stated time. The Isha was offered early if the people gathered, and used to be delayed if their number was less. And the morning prayer was offered when it was still dark. Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 566 narrated Isha, Allah's Messenger, once delayed the Isha prayer, and that was during the days when Islam still had not spread. The Prophet did not come out till Umar informed him that the women and children had slept. Then he came out and said to the people of the mosque, none amongst the dwellers of the earth has been waiting for it, Isha prayer, except you. Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 567 narrated Abu Musa, my companions, who came with me in the boat, and they landed at a place called Baki, Bhutan. The Prophet was in Medina at that time. One of us used to go to the Prophet by turns every night at the time of the Isha prayer. Once I along with my companions went to the Prophet, and he was busy in some of his affairs, so the Isha prayer was delayed to the middle of the night. He then came out and led the people in prayer. After finishing from the prayer, he addressed the people present there saying, be patient. Don't go away. Have the glad tidings. It is from the blessing of Allah upon you that none amongst mankind has prayed at this time save you. Or said, none except you has prayed at this time. Abu Musa added, so we returned happily after what we heard from Allah's Messenger. Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 568 narrated Abu Barza, Allah's Messenger, disliked to sleep before the Isha prayer and to talk after it. Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 569 narrated Ibn Shihab from Urwa, Isha said, once Allah's Messenger delayed the Isha prayer till Umar reminded him by saying, the prayer. The women and children have slept. Then the Prophet came out and said, none amongst the dwellers of the earth has been waiting for it, the prayer, except you. Urwa said, nowhere except in Medina the prayer used to be offered in those days. He further said, the Prophet used to offer the Isha prayer in the period between the disappearance of the twilight and the end of the first third of the night. Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 571 narrated Ibn Uri from Nafi, Abdullah bin Umar said, once Allah's Messenger was busy at the time of the Isha, so the prayer was delayed so much so that we slept and woke up and slept and woke up again. The Prophet came out and said, none amongst the dwellers of the earth, but you have been waiting for the prayer. Ibn Umar did not find any harm in praying it earlier or in delaying it unless he was afraid that sleep might overwhelm him and he might miss the prayer, and sometimes he used to sleep before the Isha prayer. Ibn Uri said, I said to Ada, I heard Ibn Abbas saying, once Allah's Messenger delayed the Isha prayer to such an extent that the people slept and got up and slept again and got up again. Then Umar bin al-Khattabi stood up and reminded the Prophet, I have the prayer. Ada said, Ibn Abbas said, the Prophet came out as if I was looking at him at this time, and water was trickling from his head and he was putting his hand on his head and then said, hadn't I thought it hard for my followers, I would have ordered them to pray Isha prayer at this time. I asked Ada for further information, how the Prophet had kept his hand on his head as he was told by Ibn Abbas. Ada separated his fingers slightly and put their tips on the side of the head, brought the fingers downwards approximating them till the thumb touched the lobe of the ear at the side of the temple and the beard on the face. He neither slowed nor hurried in this action, but he acted like that. The Prophet said, hadn't I thought it hard for my followers I would have ordered them to pray at this time.